Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Well, Trump is saying he's going to turn himself in on Thursday. Thus shooting down my previous reads, which kind of expected him to, not turn himself in this week to be the biggest gorilla in the park. I'm tending to believe he actually will show up. Because he's now told the media where he's going to be, so there could be lots of cameras there, so he can be the talk of the town and stuff like that. And the fact that his lawyers negotiated his settlement. We've got the Queen of Cups and the Two of Cups. His lawyers negotiated the agreement. Basically, we're going to keep this low key and just get this done. And keep a lid on it, in and out, that type of thing. As much as you can keep a lid on Trump and his advertising and such. I guess the other thing is we now know that he is pre-recorded his interview with Tucker Carlson for instead of going to the debates. So I'm going to now assume he's not going to be at the debates. And so he's going to do his Tucker Carlson counter programming thing. And again, when I threw cards on it, I saw lots of money. And, either Fox is going to throw a lot of money at him, or he was going to go with Tucker for, counter programming to stick it to Fox. Because, not only is he not going to Fox's debates, which he thinks will tank the ratings, and I agree it probably will, but then people will watch his counter programming instead, and it's his way to show who the biggest gorilla in the park is. So, first question. Thursday. Will Trump turn himself in on Thursday? Will there be what's the energy around Thursday in the Fulton County court, where he turned himself in? Entertainment purposes only. Okay. There's already the planning, the waiting. They're just waiting now for this to happen. They've been waiting. They've had the streets cordoned off for a couple of weeks now. They now know a date he's coming in. They can up security. Secret Service, I'm sure, is working with court officers and sheriff's departments and stuff like that to ensure that security is tight. It's kind of one of the sad things with cordoning off the streets is you can't have a big, parade of monster trucks with 23 Trump flags waving from them. You won't get to have that. Crossed with the backroom negotiations. So, his lawyers did the lawyer thing. They negotiated with the courthouse. They negotiated his bail amount, the date and the time he was going to come in. I imagine he will get expedited treatment. He'll probably be in and out of there in like 20 minutes or less than a half an hour. I think Eastman was in there for an hour before he was let go. Trump will get the VIP treatment. He'll be in and out as fast as they can get him out. And I swear to effing God, if I hear some story from him about, those are the toughest prison guards ever and they were all in tears. Sir, you've been so poorly treated. You've already played that card in New York. I don't want to hear it again. It was a lie then. It'd be a lie now. Okay. In the past, it's the agreements. The lawyers talking with Trump, and then the lawyers talking with the DA, and now the lawyers talking with the courthouse, and just getting everything arranged so that he can be in and out as quickly as possible. Current situation, Queen of Cups. So these cards flipped up when I was originally shuffling. I didn't move them apart. I put them back in together. But I did shuffle more, and now they popped up at the top of the deck. So they definitely want to show up. His lawyers want Trump to keep a lid on things. They do not want violence. They don't want people causing violence. Trump would. Trump wants to uncork it and have massive protests. And maybe by announcing that where he's going to be and what time he's going to be there, that might encourage his followers to show up and cause problems. But I think yet again, he's going to find it a depressing number of people showing up. Although I suspect he will have more people show up for this than he has any of the other indictments. simply because it's in Georgia and folks seem to have a little bit more passion in the Bulldog state there. What's the overarching energy? Page of Pentacles. He's trying to stoke that energy. He's trying to stoke things. Again, the lawyers want to keep a lid on it. He wants to burst the lid off. And again, I think that was his messaging. Hey, I'll be here at such and such a date and such a time. The only thing he didn't have was it'll be wild. Lesson to be learned, it's not going to be wild. It's going to be calm. They have so many security things in place that it's not going... Now, I just said that there'll probably be more people there. There might be, but it's going to be calm. There's not going to be any violence. The police have this. He's going to get processed. He's going to get moved in and out and just on his way. The outcome, though, is Trump being Trump. He's going to have a press conference. He's gonna rip on Fani Willis, and he's going to say how all the court officers were in tears and how he was poorly treated, this, that, and the other thing. He'll play it up to his base, as he always does. Underneath is the Two of Swords, so they're planning on it. They don't know which way it's going to go. They've got security in place. It's going to be fine. Just Trump being Trump. Oh, interesting. Wheel of Fortune. So, this is kind of karmic. You know what the Wheel of Fortune might be representing is this is going to give us yet another temperature read on the political volatility in the United States. How people react or don't react to his fourth indictment. It should be pretty ho-hum at this point, So it looks like everything should be going well on that. Maybe I'll throw a quick little four-carder. Will Trump try and skip it? Will he try and skip this Thursday indictment appointment? Let's just find out. I'm making the assumption he'll be there. Calming waters. If this was reversed, I'd say yes, because if this was reversed, then he'd be going from calm waters to turbulent waters, and skipping it would cause turbulent, but he's going from turbulent to calm. So I'm going to say no. Truth is revealed. Judgment is there. Knight of Swords. Four of Wands. Yeah, basically his lawyer said, no, you're going to do this. We're going to keep things calm. We're not going to have a riot. The judges and everybody are watching. The media is watching. And this will look really bad if bad things happen. It'll just be... it would be an indictment of Trump if he doesn't show up. Because it'll make it look like he's purposely trying to stir people up. And people will know the truth about him, that he's just a coward and he's scared. And then if you're trying to stir people up, then that plays into the January 6th insurrection trial, because it's going to show that he was doing it then and he's continuing to do it now. Longer sentence, please. Quicker trial, longer sentence. And I think his lawyers are maybe getting through to the stable genius there and counter-programming his brain into understanding how to think like a non-narcissistic, malignant narcissistic person, sociopath. All right. So, yeah, looks like he'll show up. It's going to be calm. Nothing to worry about there. The debates, Tucker Carlson, Donald Trump. How's that going to go? I'm going to do a comparison between I'll do the GOP debate and the Tucker Carlson interview. What's the signifier? It's going to be the collaborative work and the backroom dealings done. Interesting. So for the can we see all these? Yeah. For the GOP conference, we have these cards. For Tucker, we get these cards. Okay, and center underneath it is the Empress. So what are we looking at here? Center underneath this is, in this comparison, this head-to-head counter programming, is the money. The money that's going on with advertisers and the backroom money. This is a power play. Plain and simple, this is a power play. Who's the biggest gorilla on the playground? Is it the 400-pound Fox gorilla, or is it the 400-pound Donald Trump gorilla? That's all this is. This is just who is the biggest gorilla on the playground. And then underneath it all, we have the Empress. It's interesting because there's enough viewers for everything, and the viewers are going to pretty much self-segregate. You know what I mean? The MAGA folks are only going to watch the Tucker Carlson interview. The rhinos, formerly known as conservatives, will watch the debates. The people who, in some ways, Trump runs into an issue that if he's running his Tucker Carlson thing on Twitter, some people are pretty old that follow Trump. And they may not have Twitter accounts. And they may not know how to get to a Twitter podcast and view it. Because they watch everything on television. Just saying. So they'd have to have their more tech-savvy kids come help them. Or grandkids come help them. So again, this is about programming. For the Republicans, for the debate, what are the signifiers? Big stick, Page of Pentacles. I think the bigger ratings actually will probably come on the Tucker Carlson. It's going to have a bigger impact on things. But I mean, the way I see it, Tucker Carlson is it's just going to be him reslinging old hash. But let's go to the GOP. I think the GOP, it's diminished. The money is diminished because Trump's not there. The message is diminished. And I don't know if there's going to be a lot of excitement by the Republican voters to watch this. I mean, I want to say there's going to be more people watching the Republican things. Maybe that's what I want. But an Ace of Wands is way bigger than a Page of Pentacles. I think that the GOP debate will offer some things of value. I just don't think as many people will be watching it. Underneath it, it's just kind of boring. Basically, it's boring. It's a bunch of old white men out there talking about policy, and the GOP hasn't had a policy since 2016. The only one who's going to be of any interest is Chris Christie, because he's not going to talk about policy. He's going to talk about Donald Trump, and he's just going to lay into him. And that might be the most interesting thing. I think what you're going to see from the most interesting thing coming from these debates are the Chris Christie sound bites and the Donald Trump tweets/retruths that he has in response to failure Chris Christie. You know what I mean? The GOP, I think for the most part, they're going to play nice. I really do actually have a hard time believing this. I don't think they're going to play nice. I think most of them will play nice. DeSantis and somebody else, well, Chris Christie is going to be a jerk, but DeSantis will be a jerk. Chris Christie will be loud. And Mike Pence and everybody else are going to play nice. There's going to be like 3 people who are going to raise their voices and be loud and proud. Chris Christie is definitely one, but that's only because he's going after Trump. DeSantis, because that's the only speed he knows. And then there may be a third person, some MAGA-like person that wants to get loud too. Interesting, we have the Star card. I think somebody probably does set themselves apart from the other Republicans in the read. What's also interesting is the way these cards are lining up. Now you got the bat and the ball. I think in this case the GOP conference is going to be the ball, and this is going to be the bat. But for the members of the GOP, 9 of Wands, tired, they're battling, they're kind of weary. But for Trump, it's the 10 of Wands. It's a huge burden to lift. So it's going to be harder on Trump trying to get his message across on Tucker Carlson because he's not bringing anything new to the table. Whereas some star will emerge on the GOP stage. It's just going to be more lies and craziness on the Trump stage. So you've got the star opposite the moon card. So somebody's star is rising and Trump is just Trump. Knight of Cups. This is probably the false knight. Some people pretend to be nice and pretend to have a message. And then the Queen of Swords. This is just cutting commentary. So I think Trump's going to spread his campaign lies. That he's been mistreated. Worst treated president ever. And then he's going to have harsh words for some people, especially Chris Christie and Ron DeSantis. He'll have some harsh adjustments on that. So I will do another head. I'm going to do another head-to-head, though. I want to find out about Chris Christie and Donald Trump, right? Because that's going to be the most interesting thing. Or maybe I'll do a read on Chris Christie here. Everything is going to go with Chris Christie. Or should I do that I might do that as a different video. I'll do that as a different video. Because then I can focus on Chris Christie, not only on the debates, but how his campaign goes after that. And that way we keep this one a little bit more focused on Trump turning himself in, Trump not going to the debates. And while we're at it, let's ask about Trump's 100-page, probably now 500-page document of total exoneration that was supposed to come out and didn't. It was supposed to come out yesterday. He was going to be totally exonerated. And I had some comments show up about that total exoneration document. Again, I do science for a living. I'm data driven. I analyze data and I do critical thinking on data. If Trump's got a document that says that can totally exonerate him, yeah, I want to see it. I want to see what the information is. I want to see what the evidence is. I want to see the sources of that evidence. Because can you imagine? I realize you can't. Come on, focus. Yeah! A great soft focus there for a second. Gets rid of all the crow's feet. I want you to think about this for a second. Can you imagine if Donald Trump truly was honest and all this was the Illuminati and the deep state? If there really was an Illuminati and deep state and they're all conspiring against him, God, would we feel like idiots? And can you imagine him producing a document that we could look at and go, oh my God, we've been duped for the last 6, 7, 8 years? That would be amazing. And I'd like to think more of us could accept that than showing Trump supporters that he's lying through his teeth. Just saying. I know. Some of you get really annoyed with those hypotheticals, but the reason why he can't produce a document like that is no document like that could possibly exist. It's a work of fiction, not based in reality. So, what do we want to know about his document? I don't even know to throw. This document doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It's ether document. Does Donald Trump really think he's got something that's going to totally exonerate him, or is this just another con? Okay, his lawyers told him to stuff it. Shut up about this stupid document. Yeah, they made up the lie that they'll file in a court file. That thing's never going to be in a court filing. Man, I will bet anybody any amount of money that it will, if it's not going to be in the court filing, and if it is in the court filing, it's going to be laughed at as the most ludicrous document ever. Now, I could file 100 pages of blank pages too and call it a document. They told him to cool it, knock it off, and to let them handle it. Interesting, yeah. I was going to say, I wanted to find out what Trump was thinking about this, but his lawyers are showing up. They're telling him to knock it off, let them handle it. You're screwing this up big time, and we can only do so much to save you because the truth is coming out. And if you show this document to people, we can't put the genie back in the bottle. Basically, you show this document, people are going to know it's a lie. And so right now you can say you can file it in court and then they'll forget about it 2 weeks from now. Nobody will remember it. I'll remember it. You guys will remember it, but none of his folks will remember it. And if you file it, it becomes part of the evidence. And then that's going to be used against you. He is really upset that he didn't get to file his document. This is not good news because it was total exoneration. Well, it was 60% exoneration. So, decision times. Does he listen to what his gut tells him to do, which is just, lie and perjure yourself some more, or do you listen to your lawyers? Looks like he's going to listen to his lawyers. Or do you come up with a new plan? Nope, I think he listened to his lawyers. In this case, again, there's speculation. His lawyer said, you do this, we're gone. And they're going to have to start using that a lot. We're not risking our law license for you. And we are your lawyers. We're representing your best interest. If you want to negotiate this case for the best result, you have to listen to us. I don't know how long that play will last. I think one or more of his lawyers is going to leave. Simply because Donald Trump can't help himself. And I think they're saying, you keep screwing us over, we're gone. 3 major arcana: temperance, lovers, and death card. If Trump can't keep his mouth shut, one or more of them will leave and he will be defenseless. He will get trampled. And don't expect any of the judges, other than Eileen Cannon, would give him an extension for chasing off his lawyers yet again. Outcome, Queen of Wands. I know that 2 of Trump's lawyers are women. I'll bet you it's the guy that quits. And then the women stick around. And that they have to kind of drive the case. But again, underneath it all is the Sun card, truth. And I say that I think 2 of them are women because when they went to I saw a picture of Trump's lawyers going to the courthouse, I believe, to negotiate his bail. There was 1 guy and 2 women. The 2 women were somewhat attractive, which of course they would be, right? Because, he thinks with his ding-a-ling. And yeah. Okay, anything else I want to throw on that? I think I'm exhausted with Donald Trump at the moment here. Okay, so summarize. What happened? He's in trouble. That's what happened. He's in trouble. And he's quiet for now. I don't expect him to stay quiet for long. He will turn himself in and he'll probably win the counter programming award. I have a hard time believing that. I still, my intellectual mind says Fox News should get a larger audience share. But when I compare a Page of Pentacles versus an Ace of Wands, I kind of go with the Ace. So we'll see how Tucker's numbers are compared to Fox News. Again, without Trump there, I think the advertisers pull money and less people watch because they freaking don't care. A third of the country, or however many people are MAGA, are only interested in Donald Trump. And without Trump there's no rabble-rousing. So yeah, I'll do a video on Chris Christie pretty soon here. Anyways, thank you for watching my video. Thank you for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all your comments and your shares and your thumbs up and all the things you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so that my video reaches out and hits more people and helps my channel grow. Have a great night, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.